one of your books is really about it's Dawn of the Sixth Sun, and it's 2012 to 21, Dawn of the Sixth Sun. And can you briefly explain to people what this phenomena is about? What is the sixth sun? So many people thought that in 2012 everything would change, but you're making it clear that this is a transitional period. How can people understand this?
Because now we are in 2016, so like the main effect about 2012 has like a little bit, is not in everyone's mind. But if you remember in those years, a lot of people were saying that probably the world was going to end, and that according to actually a bad interpretation of the Mayan calendar. Mm-hmm. I think the problem of Western mind is that the Western mind translates literally. They don't get involved with the communities to see what they meant. So, for example, for the ancient Mexicans, both Mayans, Toltecs, the actual nahuatl-speaking groups, to die means a major change. So all those 100 books that came out of the end of the world and came from 3 lines that the ancient ones left in the oral tradition that said, the fifth sun will end with earthquakes, there will be a lot of suffering, and everyone will die. From that, they came that was the end of the world and whatever. I always said, much before the 2012, that wasn't quite accurate, because suns, what they are named suns, the long count of the Aztec calendar, that actually is not Aztec. The Aztec carved the sun stone, but it came from the other cultures before, is of 26,500 years. In the ancient Mexico, everything was split into 4, because they say that the cosmic order of the mother was split into 4, because that's why 4 elements, 4 different phases of the moon, for 2 solstices and 2 equinoxes, 4 elements, that is everywhere. So they split the long count into 4. That gives you periods of 6,625 years. And then each of those are called suns. For this is a little bit different between the Mayans, because the Mayans, they have a count that is more like, for example, their period that they name kin. For example, it can finish one kin today and the other start tomorrow. For the ancient Nahuatl cultures, it wasn't like that. It was more like in nature, nature that, for example, in the sun rising, there is a still night, then slowly comes the night, the light, and then it becomes day. So the period of transition started in 1991 with a full eclipse that happened in Mexico City, and is finishing in 2021, like the transition between the fifth and the sixth sun. The main change is that the fifth sun is what we call a sun of the tonal, of the waking state, because they alternate like night and day and night. So it was a sun of the day, of light. That doesn't mean that would one. So when we are awake, we have opened the eyes, so we are looking outside. So where was God? Outside. Where was medicine? Outside. Satisfaction? Outside. So the sons of light are very good for religions, like the one that is ending are very good for outside medicine, from herbal doctors, whatever. For war, you need to conquer the others. Now we're entering in a sixth sun that is like closing the eyes. So if you close the eyes, you have to go to your inside. So dreams are very important. Your underworlds, your own psyche. And if you see, because we have been very lucky to be in the transition between both suns, it has happened. I remember how life was a lot simpler, like 20 years ago. People were satisfied with a good job, a family, going to whatever religion they have. Now, everyone is looking something else. the medicine is not working for almost anyone, or for many. Things are really, really changing, and people are facing, like, if they don't know how to deal with this, with a lot of suffering. So the prophecy of the ancients came. So the fifth sun will finish with earthquakes, physical ones actually, but also with the inner earthquake. And why everyone will suffer? Because humans doesn't like to change. And everyone will die is everyone will change in a certain way, because also the physical death is a change. But many others will be forced to change of beliefs, of systems, and sometimes you're forced by a terrible sickness, or by financial problems, or by to be, for example, I see now politics and all these things that people is really disappointed all over the world. But people is forced to change. So I think there were like two options: changing through suffering or changing through knowledge. And I really suggest all the people to change through knowledge.